What's going on, everyone? This is Jay from Premier Gaming Entertainment, and I'm here to bring you my analysis and takeaways video for the game that just went final between Michigan and Minnesota. First, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about the game. Were you impressed with how Michigan played today, or was this more so Minnesota not being as good as advertised? Let me know how you feel in the comment section below. As far as the game, as far as the game went. Personally, my thoughts and feelings. I'm going to get into it, kind of a breakdown from offense and defense, and kind of review the things that I said were concerns and whether or not, there was anything that was changed from my personal opinion from my predictions video. So I'm going to start with the offense first. Obviously, the biggest takeaway would be quarterback play. I had said in my predictions video and even the video before when I was talking about the Joe Milton era, he's going to make or break our season. Obviously, Harbaugh has not had a playmaking quarterback since he's been here. It's just been basically game managers. So I was interested to see how well Joe Milton was going to play in his first game on the road at night against a ranked opponent in Minnesota, which is freezing, and he's from Florida. But, none of that seemed to matter. I mean, he played a good game. Not anything that really wowed me. Not any huge plays that he made or anything like that. But for the most part, he played a pretty smart game. There's a couple of throws that he kind of tried to get in there because of his arm, which were risky. But all in all, for the most part, he played a pretty sound game, made some pretty good throws. And one thing that I will say is promising is definitely his deep ball. If anything, he needs to actually tone it down because he actually was overthrowing guys, which, when Shea Patterson was here, that was definitely not the case. He was always underthrowing guys. So the arm is definitely there. One thing that really did surprise me is he's a little bit faster and a little bit quicker than I thought he was. And, him running the football was a little bit more effective than I would have even thought. So this is a positive. So overall, he played a smart game, pretty efficient. Not, like I said, not anything wowing or anything like that, but he did the job, got a touchdown, rushed for a touchdown, just got the job done. Didn't really have to do too much. Didn't have to win the game with his arm or anything like that. And I was pretty impressed. Now, one thing that I'm not going to say is a concern or anything like that, but is it that he played well or just that Minnesota's defense is really, really bad? So I guess we're just going to have to see how he goes throughout the season and see whether or not this was just that Minnesota was really bad on defense or if he really did play a pretty decent game. My major concern was our offensive line and how they were going to work as a unit. And again, I don't know if this is just that Minnesota's defense was bad, but they played a pretty solid game. They opened up some huge holes and led to, a couple of really long runs. I mean, I was impressed with how well that they played. For the most part, Joe Milton wasn't pressured. He had time. They opened up a lot of holes. The running game was pretty good. And, I was pretty impressed with how the offensive line played this game. As far as the wide receivers go, inconclusive. I don't know whether or not to say that they were good or bad or anything like that. It was a couple drops. Eric All dropped a touchdown. Ronnie Bell tripped over his own 2 feet when he could have had a touchdown. So they left a lot of points on the table. Missed 3 field goals. I'll get into that. So, but overall, the wide receivers are okay. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when when they're going to have to actually make plays. Is overall this game didn't really have to do too much. A lot of short fields, so it's going to be interesting to see how they go against better defense. Because they're going to be leaned on more against higher quality opponents. Now, switching to the defense, actually, before I go back to the defense, the running game was pretty good. I noticed that and I don't know if this was just for this game, but they seemed to rotate in each one of the running backs, give each of them a chance, and each of them looked good. You know, everyone got a touchdown except for Blake Corum, but even he looked really explosive, a lot of speed. So I'm really excited about the running back position. I mean, I wasn't concerned about it. I knew that they had the horses, quality running backs. I knew that going out the gate. I just felt that, if the offensive line wasn't very good or was still trying to put together, it wouldn't matter how good the running backs are if there's no holes being made. But there was definitely some holes. So running back A+. I mean, I thought they played pretty well. Now shifting to the defense, a little bit concerned as far as the defense goes. Up until like the fourth quarter, they were getting some pressure, but not a whole lot of pressure. Not really getting home, and because of that, Minnesota was able to move the football. So that was a little bit concerning to me. I felt that, especially they were able to run the football. That was the most concerning to me. Gave up like at least to that Ibrahim guy at least about 140, 150 yards to him alone. So that was very shocking to me. The defensive line played okay, but like I said, we gave up way too many rushing yards. In the fourth quarter, we started to mount up the sacks, which made, the sack total look a little bit inflated because it was like, 3 plays in a row where they got sacks. But before then, there wasn't too much pressure. There was some pressure here and there, but not enough. I would have thought that they would have dominated more, given that Minnesota was missing 2 of their guys on the offensive line. Secondary, I mean, it wasn't that bad. Not as bad as I would have thought. No one really got burnt. Bateman, he got 100 yards, but not really anything explosive or anything like that. He had a bunch of real short receptions. Second half, he kind of got his yardage up, but it was meaningless yards, to be honest with you. They gave up a couple of big plays in the air, but overall, they didn't play too bad. And that's just even with the defensive line not getting enough pressure. They didn't play too bad. Didn't give up any monster play or blown coverage or anything like that. For the most part, kept everything in front of them, and they played well. I'm not going to say that they didn't. They could have played better. They definitely could have played better, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So it's going to be interesting to see when they play against better competition, whether or not it's going to be a different story. The linebacker position, including the Viper, played really, really well. Barrett was all over the place, whether it be, the first the sack and strip of the football that led to a defensive touchdown, um, or just making plays. Uh, the linebackers, Cam McGrone was all over the place. Barrett was all over the place. Ross had an interception. So the linebackers as a whole played really, really well. Um, and I had no concerns about the linebackers at all. I felt that our front seven was going to be pretty good. And the line was okay. The linebackers were really, really good this game. And, they just got to play more cohesive as a unit. Um, especially as far as the defensive line. One thing I noticed from this game, and I don't know if it's just because it was the first game or not, but there was a lot of rotating going in and out of the lineup. So I don't know if that was just because, like I said, it was the first game and guys were just trying to get back their conditioning, but more than usual, they were shifting guys in and out of the lineup. So interesting to see if that's going to continue on. As far as the special teams go, that was, for the most part, a disaster. Jake Moody missed all of his field goals. We had a block punt that basically led to one of their beginning touchdowns. So the special teams was not the best. Now they did, on the flip side, did have, they stopped the punt fake, so that was good. And they had a nice return by Barrett that set up another touchdown. So I guess that washes everything out. But overall, the special teams was not that great. Now, as a whole, I don't know how to feel about this game. I mean, we put up 49 points, which you would think that would be very impressive, but it's like, I don't know if it's that we played that well or Minnesota is not that good. I'm leaning more so that Minnesota is not as good as advertised, and if they play the way they played against us for the rest of the season, they're not going to be ranked at the end of the year. So I'm just going to kind of put this one in the drawer and chalk it up to, us playing a game against a team that is not as good as what people thought they were. Now, of course, they were missing two guys on their line, missing their punter, missing their kicker, missing their kickoff guy. So all that had a huge impact on the game. But all in all, even without all of that, I still think that Michigan still would have won this football game. So it's one of those things where, we put up the points, but a lot of it was because of short fields, like, stopping that punt fake gave us a short field, them squibbing a kick, and us returning it back gave us a short field. It was just, we had to score on defense. So, looking at right there, 21 of the 49 points were because of that. Now, we did drive the ball a few times, which, to me, I was impressed with the drives that we did have, but like I said, I don't think Minnesota is really that good. So, hey, a win is a win. A road win is a road win, which is good for us. And winning against a quote-unquote ranked opponent on the road is huge. So I'm going to take it. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to take it. And I'm just happy for the win. I know a lot of people going into this game didn't think that we were going to win this game, and it was going to be us starting the season, possibly like 1-2. So we're just going to have to keep moving forward. We got Michigan State next week. That should be an interesting game, seeing as Michigan State lost to Rutgers at home. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching it. Definitely, let me know how you feel in the comment section below about the game itself. Were you impressed with how we played? Were you, is it that Minnesota is not that good, or do you think that we played that well? Let me know in the comment section below. Definitely, please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. It definitely helps my channel out. And if you like my content, definitely subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow it as big as possible. So please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the content. Anyways, thank you for watching. And as always, go blue.